Who wants to be first? We're getting ready to go.
You want to do us here
Yeah,
and do all this and then bring someone in?
yeah.
Okay.
Give us 5 minutes, give us 5, and then we'll be ready for you. Whenever Rick gives us the go, we'll be ready.
Intro.
Hello, everybody, and we are live from Charlie's Place in Sabina. I'm Lee Hendee, and he's...
Jeremy Yankey.
Yeah, we are here at Charlie's Place in Sabina, 417 Washington Street in Sabina. This is the East Clinton Sports Show, our debut edition. And the game is brought to you by Charlie's Place and not the game, but the broadcast, the webcast here at Charlie's. And also, don't forget about MC Auto. Jeremy, why don't you tell us a little bit about Charlie's and MC Auto?
Well, they're both owned by Mike Crow and Amy Crow, so two very proud supporters of East Clinton sports and athletics, Amy being a cheerleading advisor and a graduate of East Clinton, and their kids go to East Clinton. So wonderful supporters, been very supportive of not only the schools programs but youth programs as well here in Sabina.
Great. I just drove through up here to Sabina, just past MC Auto up there. They've got some beautiful cars, a new pickup, or not a brand new pickup truck, but a nice looking pickup truck sitting out front that they just traded for. It's a nice truck. So if you're not busy and you can get away, come on here to Charlie's Place, join all the fun and festivities. We've got Coach Raybeck in the house. We've got the Sedini boys in the house and lots of other guests here tonight. So it's going to be a great time. Now, Jeremy, you look at me and you can tell that I could probably eat an Astro burger.
I bet you could, but how fast could you? That's the question.
Well, I think I could defeat anybody who's an East Clinton Astro alumni. I'm sure I could eat one faster than anybody that is an alumni of East Clinton. So that's the challenge tonight, is who thinks they can come in here and eat an Astro burger.
So you're challenging anyone in the house tonight?
I'm challenging anybody in the house.
Well, I
Bring
bet.
them in. Anybody comes through that door.
Well, perhaps Tom South. I see him sitting over there. Now, he just finished a salad, though.
I think I could probably beat him then. He
Well,
already
yeah.
ate a salad.
Maybe next week,
Maybe
he says.
next week.
Well, we might get Amy Crow in here to take you up on that challenge. She might
Well,
like to
I'll
do
take
that.
anybody on. If you're in the house here at Charlie's Place, that'll happen at the end of the show. But that gives me more time to be my digestive system to be ready.
Get yourself ready for that challenge.
Absolutely.
So we're going to do that a little bit before
A
the show.
little bit later.
A little bit later. Okay. I'm looking forward to that, just to watch. I'm not going to partake.
Yeah,
But I'll watch.
You'll be the
I'll
judge.
root for you. I'm the judge. Okay.
You'll be the judge. You
Okay,
can root
I'll-
for me, and I'm sure everybody in here will be cheering for me. They wouldn't dare cheer against me.
I don't know. Amy might have a good cheering section if she takes that
Well,
challenge.
that could be
We'll have to
true.
find her and see if she'll do it.
She sort of has a built-in support group here.
Yes, she does.
One of the things that you can do throughout our webcast tonight, I guess I could look at the camera if it will handle this, but you can chat with us or text me right here. I have my phone right here. If you have questions or comments during the webcast, 937-527-2725. We'll take your comments and questions by text, and we'd love to hear from you. And if somebody wanted to donate to the East Clinton Athletic Program, how can they do that, Jeremy?
Well, the best way would be to contact Athletic Director Jim Marsh at the high school, 937-584-7450, and you can donate to the athletic department at East Clinton if you'd like to do that.
If Jim may actually show up here tonight. His son had had a game tonight, and he may actually show up here. Maybe I could challenge Jim to an Astro burger.
I don't know if you could win that
I
one.
don't think I might not win that. Anyhow, if you're ready, why don't you bring on a guest here, and I'll hand him a microphone, or we'll switch microphones.
Well, that sounds good. We got Coach Raybeck's in the house tonight, so he'd come up here and join us.
Yeah, let's hear it for Coach Raybeck. Yay! Coach Raybeck is here, and he is in the house. Have a seat, Coach, and I'll hand you a microphone, or we'll switch microphones.
Coach, thank you for joining us this evening. Coming out on this nice warm night.
Yeah, thought I'd put my swimsuit on, but it was a little bit too chilly.
Yeah, it's obviously colder than I like when we're in those zero or those single-digit numbers.
For sure.
Not much fun in coming out in the weather, but definitely a warm atmosphere here. Mike and Amy Crow just taking over Charlie's place here in the last month or so, and Amy's done a wonderful job with her decorating, and we see all the memorabilia behind us. It looks really nice in here. They're also offering during the show a one large pizza for $10, one topping. So
can't beat that.
You come down, no, heck no. Or you can challenge Lee to the Astro Burger eating contest.
I can beat Coach Ray back there.
Well,
he says he can beat you.
I tell you what, I think Jim Marsh is the guy we got to get down.
Yeah, well, we may.
He might be the one person I'm afraid of.
He could go bite for bite with you, Lee. I'm pretty sure about that.
Maybe even do better than that.
Yeah. Well, Coach, let's talk a little football first. I know that we're definitely a long ways from the season, but it just ended not too long ago. But you're just getting back into school. If we could ever get back in this week,
be nice.
That would be nice.
Yeah.
But what are you going through right now with the football team? What type of off-season stuff are you doing? Weight training, certainly, and what other things?
Well, the way it ends, Jeremy, is at the end of the season, you have a 1 month cooling off period where you can't really have contact with the kids. So, which kind of works out because you have Thanksgiving right there and you have a lot of vacations. So what we do is we come back December 1st and we start with our weight program, and then we'll run that up to Christmas. Now at that point, we're kind of low key with it. The kids that want to get in there, get an early jump on it, do. But we also realize that we're going to have a 2-week break again. So we started that up. We've got approximately 6-7 kids that come in December. Just as I say, it wasn't anything that we were trying to pursue them in hallways. And that was a good start. We publicized that a lot about those kids. And one of our kids, Wes Kidder, had made, in 1 month, tremendous strides. He went from benching 135 to 175 in just shortly a month. So, we were excited to see some progress with those kids that did come in early. Starting the first January 6th, I think, when we came back, we started our 4-day-a-week program. We go Mondays through Thursdays, 3:15 to 4:30, and then we have them we do upper body exercises and some agilities on Monday and Wednesdays. Tuesday and Thursdays are geared for lower body, and right now we're still doing agilities. As we get into the second phase of it, which will be at the end of February, we'll add some speed training outside when we can get on the track, hopefully. We're still on the polar vortex.
Well, we could be the way it feels. Now, those kids that you're talking about, are those the kids that are not participating in winter sports, or are you getting many of those kids that are playing basketball and/or wrestling still into your weight training?
Well, it's been working with the wrestling program. It's been a pleasure to be able to get those kids because Doug Stalen has me train those kids for the first part of practice. So any of the wrestlers that are in the football program are there because by their sports requirements they have to be in the weight room. So that's a lovely thing for us to have that.
That's how wrestling and football kind of tie in together, hand in hand. Yeah. They go together very well.
Yeah, very very much so. So we're real blessed to have that situation. And then the other day, I think last Monday, we had 30 kids in there. And then the next day we had 26, and 22 were our first 3 days of official weightlifting. So we were excited, and some of those kids were wrestlers, but we get some basketball players. Scott runs his practices sometimes at 7 o'clock, and if those kids can get in there, they'll slip in and lift. And so we promote that. We want them to be in there, but we don't require that if they're in a in-season type situation, we don't require them to be in there.
Yeah.
So that we don't take away, or as basketball or baseball people would say, throws off my swing or throws off my shot. And so we try to stay away from any kind of controversy like that.
Sure. So the numbers, it sounds like it's 20-some kids, which includes the wrestlers. I mean, that's really good. I mean, that's such a key. Now, what are you doing to try to increase those numbers as you go into your second year amongst the student body at East Clinton? Just getting those kids.
You mean the general amount on the team?
Yeah, try to. I guess you can't recruit, but you can recruit in your own hallways.
Yes, exactly.
So, what are you doing to get those boys out that didn't play last season that you feel that should be playing this year?
Okay, that's a good question. Well, what we did last year, when I came in the spring, as I conducted interviews, and Jim Marsh was very helpful with that. He made a list of kids who had played probably for you at some point, and then had been out of the program for a while. And so Jim gave me a list of about 50 kids plus the returning football players. And I came back, although I wasn't officially employed yet, I came back every Wednesday and Thursday afternoon, and I started interviewing each of the kids. And we would bring those kids that hadn't played in as well as the kids that were returning. And we were able to push that number at one point almost up to 50 this year. We'll be doing the same thing this spring. We've got a list of kids, and being the phys ed teacher now, I do see kids in class. I think, man, that kid should be playing football.
Right.
And so obviously we're putting pressure on those kids, or the kind of positive pressure
sure.
to come out and be on the team. And it looks like we already have 3 or 4 more kids that will come out. And, I'm going to take a kid like Josh Moskal, who unfortunately got hurt in basketball, last week. We believe he tore his ACL. But, Josh is a kid, I'm watching him in gym class. I'm thinking, this kid's got to be out on the football team. And Josh has said he's interested in coming out. So
good.
We're going to keep that process going through the spring of recruiting the kids and getting them out there. And, our eventual goal is to get to 60, where we can run a freshman JV varsity program, which would be great because that, as you know, when they're 9th graders, and Trace can do this, Massey can do this, the teams with the numbers, they kind of keep those freshmen away from being sacrificed on Friday night until their sophomore year. We've got a pretty big group of 8th graders coming up, so we would love to be able to have a freshman football team next year and keep those kids away from having to play varsity if possible.
Well, I think that would only be a plus to your program
Yes.
as a whole.
Yeah.
It's certainly something that you can see has helped Clinton Massey, because
Yeah,
I know
absolutely.
they didn't used to have the numbers that they have now currently,
Right.
and go back 10, 12 years ago. The thought of a freshman team over there was probably like laughable at some point, but now they're playing a freshman schedule, they're playing a JV schedule, and they're putting, like you said, not putting those kids into situations where they shouldn't be. If you look at Clinton Massey, unless you're an outstanding sophomore, you're probably not getting on the field on a Friday night, let
Exactly.
alone a freshman. And I guess an old adage goes, for every sophomore you put on the field, there's a loss.
Yeah.
and it's really true. It's
Right.
hard to compete at the varsity level on Friday nights with freshmen and sophomore.
Right.
But yet, as I look back at the history of East Clinton football, it's something they've always done.
Right. And we would love to be able to, get to a point where we can change that at least a little bit. I'm sure you knew following the games, we had Anthony Osborne, we had Travis Cannell, and we had Austin Hanners were all starting as freshmen for us. And exceptional freshmen, but playing in this league, you take a beating sometimes because they're going to make those freshmen mistakes. And we had a number of sophomores playing too. So, yeah, but the nice thing is those kids will all be experienced, have a full year of varsity under their belt, and hopefully we won't be required to bring as many freshmen up to play. Maybe there might be one. We've looked at the films. We know there's a couple of them that could run down on kickoffs and help us in special team situations. Hopefully they won't be pressed into full-time duty.
Yeah, I think that would be definitely a plus for the program.
Yeah.
Now, you've also coached wrestling in your history, and you're helping with the East Clinton
Right.
High School program
Right.
now. Tell me a little bit about your role with the wrestling program at East Clinton. You mentioned that you were doing some of the weight training, but what else do you do with the boys?
Well, the wrestling program, I've been involved in wrestling for 20-some years. I wrestled in high school, but when my older son, JJ, at the age of 5, started wrestling, it kind of became with biddy tournaments and everything. For about the last 20 years, it seems like my Saturdays have always been somewhere, looking at a wrestling mat. And my son Zach, who's a junior at East Clinton now, he started about the same age, and 5 or 6 years old. And so I have a lot of background with it. And at St. Wendland, where I was, the last high school I was at before I went to Heidelberg and came here, as the wrestling program was on its last legs, and the principal came to me and she said, if you want the program to continue, I need somebody to be the head wrestling coach. Mm-hmm. And I had plenty of enough experience. As a dad, I'd like being able to sit up in the bleachers and cheer them on, but
Yeah.
They needed me. The call was out, so I came in and I took over the St. Wendland program. And so Doug knew that I had done that, and I had been a wrestling coach for St. Wendland, and he asked me if I could help them out. at matches when they have a number of kids, like if there's 3 mats going and 2 of the coaches are already occupied, he asked me to be a mat coach, and I can go, direct whoever's out there. So the board approved me to do that, and as I say, it's on a voluntary basis. But then Doug and I talked about how we can work the weightlifting with the wrestling program and incorporate that. And so that's worked out pretty well. And, Doug's done a great job. As you know, it's a young program.
Right.
And the numbers, at one point this year, we filled all but 1 weight class out of the 14. We've had some kids that, for various reasons, have left the team, but we're still covering 11 weight classes. And actually in the state dual meet last night, it came down to our last match. We got beat 36-35. And, had we won that, we would have won our first sectional match.
Yeah, I did see that. Now, where was that held at last night?
That was at Blanchester.
And who was it you faced?
We wrestled against Wellston, who I believe is somewhere out by Chillicothe, a little bit south of there.
Okay. Well, it sounds like you said, it's still a relatively new program at East Clinton, the wrestling program. Yes. It is. And I know that the youth program, which I've been familiar with, my son wrestled in the youth program at East Clinton, and, of course, Jim Vest has headed that up.
Yeah,
and
Jim's done a great job.
I think this is their second year in a row now of having well over 50 kids in the youth wrestling program, which for a school like this, that's remarkable.
Sure.
And it's something that I do as a youth coach. I always encourage the kids that are playing football during the winter. Right. You're either playing basketball or you're wrestling. Do something. Keep yourself occupied. And I think that's true of any case at any level, whether it be the youth level or the high school level. You're probably encouraging those kids to do something in the off season because anything they do other than Xbox is good for you.
It's always a plus.
Yeah, it is, because too much time is taken away from kids these days, it seems like, by the Xbox.
Yeah, well, and that tends to be it. I mean, as they get towards high school, we run into some things that, you talk about Xbox, but then you've got kids want to get jobs, and they get cars, and then they want to get a job to maintain, to be able to pay for gas and insurance, and then that draws a girlfriend into the mix. And eligibility is always an issue too. So, it's such a dynamic with kids. You've always got to be on top of them every day, because they'll slide through the cracks if you don't.
Yeah, that's true. And in a school like East Clinton, Division V in football, the number of athletes that you have, you can spread them thin, playing multiple sports, like a Clyde Snow, who excels at both football, basketball, and baseball. So it's hard for him to be that one sport athlete because the school needs a young man like him and other kids to participate in other sports as well, just to be able to field those teams.
Yeah. There's always, at every school, and like you say, us being the size that we are, there's always a core of kids that are like Clyde, that are just too good of athletes, that are going to play 2 or 3 sports. Just you have to have them if your program's going to be overall success. So you've got to be able to get those kids into the program, and you've got to figure out that balance. Summertime's always a crazy time, because the way the schools I've been at, the way we've always done it is that the basketball players would go to tournaments and do their summer workouts and that in June, and then July 1st would be that cutoff date, and then things should shift over to football where we'd be able to do that. And that's usually the agreement with baseball, but somehow baseball tournaments keep on popping up, every weekend in July. So sometimes we don't get the baseball players as early as we'd like, but it is one of those things that you just have to balance, because everybody's sharing the kids.
Yeah, and do you think anymore, I know the states went to this over the last 15 years or so, is it still 10 days during the course of June 1 to July 31 that each sport's allowed to have those kids for various camps or, whatever it may be, summer tournaments and things like that? So, if a kid is a 3-sport athlete, that's pretty much taken up his whole summer just by pleasing the football coach, pleasing the basketball coach, pleasing the baseball coach, and going to those tournaments and stuff. So it seems like anymore sports have become year-round for kids. There's very little break from one sport to the next.
And I agree, and I think that's why we lose kids playing multiple sports, is that they specialize because of the pressure. The problem is, if you don't do it, you fall behind the Joneses, so to speak.
Right.
So there's pressure on the coaches to do it, because that Massey's doing it, that Trace is doing it. And so all the coaches are doing the same thing, as they're trying to utilize their 10 days. I guess the argument I would have as a football coach is that our season's coming up.
Certainly.
So we get to July. We really need those 10 days to get our kids ready going into August 1st, where basketball has a little more time, and of course baseball is almost a year away before they get back into that. But I do think we robbed the summers from the kids, and I think I don't think the state could come in and go backwards on that now, because I think if they did, there would be programs that would cheat and they would have their kids in all summer. So it is what it is at this point.
Right. Now, I know that we're still a long ways from July, but what's your plans for those 10 days this summer? Are you going to stay here at home and do things, or do you anticipate taking the kids to some type of camp? I know they've done that in the past. They went to various colleges, and the kids get to do some things. But what's your plans?
What we're going to do is, because we throw the ball so much, we go to a lot of 7-on-7s. So what we'll do is we'll run a 2-day mini camp prior to each 7-on-7 we go to.
Okay.
And then we'll have a few days right before we start the 2-a-days. I call those pre-2-a-day practices, which are mostly organizational. We'll come in and get them into their lines. We'll go through our agility groups. We'll have them go to where they're going to be during 2-a-days, so that when we hit that first day of official practice, it's a well-oiled machine as to they know where they're going and they're ready to go. So we'll utilize all 10 days, but as I say, because of the 7-on-7s and using the mini camps, we come in, we know our passing game pretty well, so that really saves us time during the 2-a-days, because that's one aspect of the game we really don't have to put as much time into, and then we can focus on the the running game and aspects of defense, which we can't obviously practice during the summer.
Now, looking back to last season, you had 8 seniors this year. How many seniors?
Yeah, 8 seniors.
8 seniors. Okay, so those gentlemen, of course, will be moving on, and like you said, there's an abundance of kids at the 8th grade level that should be moving up.
Yep.
But how many kids do you expect to see out of that class that are 8th graders now that could be freshmen next year?
Without any new kids coming into the program, we should be right at 50.
That's excellent.
Which would be a great number. And so our goal is to be able to recruit 10 kids out of the hallways to push that number to 60, which hopefully will trigger that, as I said before, freshman JV varsity program.
So do you foresee possibly some freshman games coming up this season for East Clinton?
I've talked to Jim Marsh about it. I'm not sure how we would do it. I mean, one school I was at, which was similar to East Clinton numbers-wise, is we ran 5 freshman games and we ran 5 JV games.
Okay.
And the reason we did that was when we got to the JV part of the season, we could pull those kids up. They're only allowed to play 10 games. So if you go 5 and 5, those freshmen are good enough. You could use those still in JV games, but yet the freshmen aren't good enough, get 5 full games, and they're getting that experience that otherwise, if you had just a JV program, they might not get a whole lot of playing time.
Yeah, that's excellent idea, and hopefully we see those numbers continue to increase. And it sounds like you're doing a good job of making contacts with those kids in the hallways, because there are a lot of kids that should be playing. Like you said, you mentioned like a Josh Moskell, a kid like that. There's athletes at East Clinton that should be out playing football. You just got to find a role for them and make those kids realize that they can be an asset to the football program, because numbers is where you create competition in your own program, much like Clinton Massey did. They're very competitive within themselves. That's why they're winning state titles.
Oh, I agree.
So.
And we're fortunate. I got a couple of my assistant coaches here, Steve Sedini and Cody Matthews, as well as Keenan Chapman and those guys. We have we target certain kids by kids that are in classes to work on those kids to try to get them out. So they all have different kids that they're focusing on. So kind of like a college, we have so to speak, a recruiting area, recruiting targets. And so those coaches are out there always talking to kids and trying to get kids into the program. And that's been a tribute to East Clinton and Jim Marsh, is to be able to get Steve Sedini into the building, to get Keenan Chapman into the building. As a head coach, when you've got 4 or 5 coaches in the building, what a difference that is.
Yes.
You don't have just 2 eyes on these kids, you got 10 eyes on these kids. And when a kid gets in trouble, you can be sure 5 football coaches are descending on top of that kid, So it does create a little positive pressure for the kids to perform at a higher level.
Yep. Well, excellent. Lee, anything you'd like to ask, Coach?
No, your broadcast partner, and I don't know where I told Coach Jeremy this or not, Matt Baker told me that when we were doing football, Coach Raybeck and I were the Mike Tirico and John Gruden of high school football. Now, I don't feel like Mike Tirico. I don't know about you, but that was a pretty good compliment. So But it was a lot of fun doing football with you, Coach. We had a great time.
We did. It was good getting out there and, watching Massey make their run again and, the close rivalry between the schools. I mean, I guess when you get beyond your 10 games, if you're not in it, you hope that somebody that you played wins the state championship so you can say, we lost to the state champs. So that was fun doing that this year, and I look forward to possibly you guys doing our playoff games.
Well, that's what we're hoping that down the road it's going to be East Clinton in that position,
that's what we're shooting for here. So.
We'll be there cheering you guys on.
Well, I appreciate that, Luke.
And we appreciate you and Chuck doing the wrestling commentary too, and hopefully we'll have some more of that down the road.
Yeah, I just wanted to let everybody know tomorrow night we will be at, assuming Mother Nature cooperates with us, we'll be at Cincinnati Lockland for a tournament. It's a 2-day deal, so it'll be a Friday, Saturday. Next Saturday, it's the SCOLs, and then we're off to sectionals here in a couple weeks. So in about 3 weeks, we'll be hitting the state tournament, and we're looking at advancing some kids to districts, and we have a few that we hope that maybe can make it to state, and if we can get there, that'd be a great accomplishment for the program. And it's second full year, or I guess fourth full year was last year. This is the 5th year of the varsity program.
Right.
And Doug said he was hoping we'd have a handful of placers in the SCOLs, and same type of thing with districts. That we can get some kids out to the state.
I know your son Zach's arm's been kind of hurting. What's the condition of him? And
well, Zach, he had right before our duels, he had a little accident in a warm-up on the Friday night before that. A kid rolled into his arm, and he had some tingling in the arm. So we took him to the doctor, and the doctor said on a precautionary basis they wanted to put him in a brace. And they felt he had a pinched nerve in the arm where he's getting the tingling. Well, he's pretty much all right at this point. He'll be cleared Monday.
Good.
And then at least another week of rehab before they would clear him to come back to competition. So I don't know that he'll make it back to the SCOLs. He would like to be back for that. But he has, his goal has always been to be state champ. And
right.
I told him, I said, you'd be a lot more disappointed if you missed sectionals and districts. So I said,
right.
That's his focus. And if he makes it back in time, then that'd be great. But if not, he's focused on getting there for sectionals. So
great. Well, we wish the entire wrestling program the best coming up, and hopefully we'll get to do some of those tournaments and some of those sectionals.
Well, we look forward to getting you guys out there. It's great to have the school on GTVR, and great publicity for us, and I appreciate all the work you guys put into it.
Well, thank you very much, Coach, and I think it's about time for you to get something to eat, maybe.
Okay, sounds good.
All right,
I'll turn
Amy,
it over.
come on over.
Thanks.
We're gonna make Amy Crow real famous right now, as she's making her way over here.
Are we doing the Astroburger eating contest
well,
right now?
we will not yet. Till
Oh, okay.
the end. Are you over there recruiting people to compete against?
Recruiting people.
Good. Well,
Talking to Mike, okay.
we're recruiting people to compete against me in the Astroburger eating contest. I don't know. Maybe I pick on somebody real.
It's Jeremy. I'm almost positive.
You
Jeremy's
think it might
the
be
one.
Jeremy?
Yeah, I know.
Then
I'm
that would make
positive.
you the judge of the contest.
I am the judge because I'm the owner of the business, so I'm excluded from it.
We can't get any
Yeah.
farther up the chain than that. That's for sure. I was hoping to pick on somebody a little. With a little less hungry look on their face, like Steve Sabina or somebody, but
Oh,
but
you can
he's
definitely
already
pick Steve.
eating, so he probably couldn't beat me anyway. But Amy, tell us about Charlie's Place.
Well, we've definitely kept the menu with Charlie's Place the same. It's got a lot of great things. The Astro Burger, obviously, it's an Angus burger. It's got it's delicious. It's one of the main things here at Charlie's that we offer, along with all of our pizza.
I think I heard Jeremy whisper a moment ago that he would like anchovy on his burger
Oh.
if he's competing against me.
He wants anchovy on his Angus
Well,
burger.
Yeah, I think wouldn't that be good? Wouldn't you think that'd be tasty, Jeremy?
No.
Okay. All right. Well, forget that anyhow.
I hear some
I'm just trying
jalapeno
to
peppers,
get
too.
an edge here.
Oh my
Well,
goodness!
tell us about some of the other items on your. This place has got all kinds of great.
We
things.
have all kinds of great things. We have lasagna dinners. We have nachos. We have a variety of different things. Not just pizza. We have. What else do we have? Fried foods. We have salads. Yeah, we're gonna get a menu here.
Yeah, we're talking.
Yeah, I do have to cheat. You know, we've only owned the business since December, so I do have to cheat a little bit. We also have different specialty pizzas, which might sound a little bit what you would normally eat, but you might have a liking to them once you had them. Our chicken bacon ranch pizza, which is definitely right.
You got a fan club for that pizza, I'm telling you.
Which is happens to be my daughter and I's favorite pizza. See, Kelsey's favorite too. For you that don't know Kelsey, which is Jeremy's daughter. We also have mashed potato pizza. Doesn't sound like it would be that good, but we do have couple favorites here in Sabina that love that.
Wow.
Also with our hot ham and cheese, Italian subs. We also do chicken tenders, fish and chips, that kind of stuff. We also have Bosco sticks. A lot of people don't know that, but we do. Chicken wings, chicken tenders, mushrooms, funnel fries. Funnel fries, we have a couple people that will come here every single night just for our funnel fries.
Wow.
Yeah, what do you think about that?
And you have Coke and Pepsi products both here.
Yes, we do have Coke and Pepsi products both.
All right. Well, great. And you deliver?
We do deliver. Absolutely.
I'll give them those phone numbers. So somebody's out there watching.
Somebody's out there wanting to know. We have 2 phone numbers. If it's busy, call back. 584-9632, 584-9634.
All right. Well, so you nominate Jeremy to eat an Astro Burger versus me. So that'll put you in the middle so we don't sit here and have a food
Should we pick
fight.
somebody else from the audience?
All right. Let's take a poll in the house. Who thinks Jeremy can eat an Astro Burger faster than me?
Oh, yeah. We got to,
Wait a minute. I've been betrayed by the whole crowd here. What happened? Did you vote for him
What do
too,
they want on them?
Steve? You think I'll win? Okay.
Do we
well,
want
I've got
plain or
one
with
guy on
cheese?
my side here. All
Are
right.
you saying no?
You're not backing out on me now.
Lettuce, tomato, no cheese.
Okay.
I'll challenge you.
You got it.
Oh, it's a
we will
challenge.
do that at the end of the program. And do you want to talk about MC cars too?
MC Auto?
Yeah,
I'll
MC
let my
Auto.
husband talk about MC Auto.
I think he
As
just
he's
ran for
backing
the
away.
back door.
I will.
He just went out the back door. Here, you talk about
I will say one thing. Here, the first or second week of February, we will be opening the drive-through here at Charlie's Place. Hopefully, will be the second week. We'll have a full service drive-through. So we're real pleased and excited about that.
Well, Amy, since I've got you here, let me talk to you a little bit about cheerleading.
Oh, yes.
Your favorite subject,
My favorite
other than pizza, of course.
What are you trying to say, Jeremy?
Trying to say you own pizza place. The varsity cheerleaders or the cheerleading competition at East Clinton is going down to
Yes.
Florida to compete in nationals.
Yes,
correct?
I'm
Tell us
very,
when that
very
is.
excited about that. Actually, my head varsity coach is actually here, and I'm going to bring her up since she's here. Her name's Heather Myers.
Yep, let's bring Heather up.
That's,
You can come around here, dear. You can have
Oh.
my chair. This will make a better picture.
aw.
The quality of picture just improved, right?
Absolutely. We went from standard def to high def and just
I don't know about that.
So, ladies, tell me a little bit about the cheerleading competition that's going on down in Florida. Is it in Orlando?
It is in Orlando.
And when will that be held?
We're leaving February 7th.
Okay.
I'm going to let
And-
Heather talk since she's the head coach.
We will be competing at the National High School Cheerleading Championships. It's the only high school cheerleading championships promoted by the National Federation of High Schools, which is also the organization that is in association with the Ohio High School Athletic Association and the OASSA. We will be competing against probably teams from all over the country. 37 states are represented.
More than
There's
400
over
teams.
490 teams, anywhere from super varsity, which is 25 kids and above, to small varsity, which is us, 5 to 15. So we'll be attending that in 2 weeks. This weekend we're attending the Ohio State cheerleading competition, and next weekend we will try and qualify again for our second trip to the state championships in Columbus on March 2nd. So we're very excited. It's been a good season. So
Very excited about that.
How many girls do you anticipate taking to Florida?
We're taking 8 girls, 1 boy.
Okay, excellent. And this is the first trip for you guys to go to Florida, is that correct?
First trip for us, yes. The school went one other time in
Way back? Way back when you were in high school.
Watch it. It was in 1990, we believe it was.
89.
Was it 89?
I believe in 89.
Okay, yeah.
I believe 1989.
Yeah. They went to.
25 years ago.
Yeah, way back when Amy was
Thank
in high
you,
school.
Heather.
Way back. Way back in the 80s.
It was a long time ago. We don't have to give the exact numbers, but yeah.
So the second opportunity for the girls from East Clinton to go
Yes.
down and compete internationally.
Yes, it's a huge opportunity. We're elated to go. We've done tons of fundraisers. MC Auto actually did a car raffle like we did for Pee Wee. We donated a car, and
Raffled off next Wednesday.
yes,
Next Wednesday will be the
the actual
drawing.
drawing.
Now, will that be at a basketball game, or
Yes.
where will you be doing that?
That'll be at the Makeup Adina.
Okay, so Wednesday night next week, the 29th, I believe that is,
Yes.
the East Clinton Adina basketball game,
Yes.
boys basketball game. You're going to be drawing that ticket. And how would someone go about getting a ticket?
Yes, we are still letting you do tickets. You can contact Heather or I. The girls and Tony are still selling tickets. They're 1 for $15 or 2 for $20. We have them here at Charlie's. MC Auto has them. They're all over Facebook. You can get on Heather or I's. They're on East Clinton cheerleading website, which is on Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram. I mean, we're all
Over the social
we're
media.
all over social media. So
Well, good deal. Well, best of luck to you guys as you
Thank
go
you very
compete in
much.
Florida. And Heather, do you want to join us for the Astroburger Challenge?
No, I'm sorry. I'm not going to be able to compete in that this evening. I ate dinner before we came, so a little full.
All right. You can cheer. You can do cheers for Lee.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Excellent. Well, thank you for joining us, Heather. And Lee, did you want to come back in? And
thank you, Heather.
Where the camera will work now if I come back. Good job, Heather. All right. Why don't we get Mr. Sedini in here?
Where'd Michael go?
Come on, Steve. It's your turn.
Oh, Steve, it's your
Be
turn.
famous.
Amy
Michael
always
doesn't
wants
want
to
to
talk.
talk about MC Auto? No. Okay, I'll talk about MC Auto just real quick.
Well, Okay. Bring him and
Chuck's going to talk.
Charlie.
Who we got?
Come on in. Charlie Hurt for the wrestling.
The wrestling part of it. Doing some wrestling interviews here. Are you conducting the interview?
No, can I? Okay, I gotta just stay here.
Well, thank you for joining us this evening. Tell us a little bit about your wrestling season so far to this point.
Well, I'm in my second season of wrestling this year at East Clinton. I've had a pretty good turnout. I went from 0-25 last year to 6-21 now. I've had 4 pins, a tech fall, and a decision.
Well, you're turning it around, making that upward climb. There's only one way to go, correct?
Yes, sir.
All right, SUL's coming up here soon. You're in the 152 weight class. Is that what I heard?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Who in the SUL is probably the favorite in that class? Do you know? Have you wrestled against them or?
Yes, I've wrestled against Miami Trace's 152. Well, last year the favorite was Cordell Ford from Hillsboro, but I think he bumped up. So I don't
Make it a
know.
little bit easier for you.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Good deal. And what about your teammates? I mean, tell us a little bit about some of the other young men on the team. I think you're the only one here this evening
That's
as
correct.
part of the wrestling program. But I know Coach Raybeck said you guys are filling out 11 of the 14 weight classes. Who's having an excellent year this year for the program?
Well, Zach Rayback's having a great season. He's 18-1 right now. He's out with an injury, hurt his elbow. Cameron Block, he's another hard worker. He's 14-14 on the season. Noah Morgan, he had an injury, and now he's only a freshman, but he's working hard.
Good deal. All right, well, you going to join us for this Astro Burger Challenge this evening?
I don't know. I'm pretty close on weight, so.
Yeah, you better watch that weight. Better cut back on the Astro Burgers. So, well, I see we've got 2 burgers here, so we might be getting ready for this challenge. I don't know if I'm up to it or not, but are you going to be rooting for me or Mr. Hendee?
You, sir.
All right. Good deal. All right, well, thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Lee, are we getting close to this challenge here? Or? I'm not sure I'm up for this. I don't know. They're big, all right.
You don't want to eat it. Now, you two will have to switch places because we need the official in the,
all right.
in the middle so we don't, have any problem. And if, you're the All right, Amy.
Okay. Do I get to say 1, 2, 3,
right.
go?
This is kind of
You
good.
sure this
Do we
is
have to
mine?
eat both buns?
Huh? Yeah, you got to eat both buns.
I don't ever eat 2 buns.
This has got
How many calories is in this?
A lot.
Let's
It's
show
an
'em what
Angus
this
burger,
Astro
so-
burger looks like on the inside. Look at this.
Oh.
Woo-wee! Look at that hamburger. Look at the mayonnaise, the lettuce, and tomato, and cheese.
Now that is an Astro
I don't
burger
think
if I
you
ever
got
seen
a
one.
chance, buddy. I hate to disappoint you, but I don't think you can do this.
I don't think I can either.
Somebody gonna time
I got
this?
my one-person cheering
You got it?
section over there ready to go.
Coach Rayback's got it. He's timing
Okay,
it.
Amy.
Okay, you
Whenever you're
ready? You ready?
I had to eat a piece of lettuce.
Set. Go. Wow.
Sure you can do this?
Come on, Lee.
You gotta look up, guys. Don't be eating all the time. You gotta get your faces in this. Yeah, that's good.
Oh, that was a big bite.
Oh, there you go. A lot of water.
Maybe a napkin, Michael.
You got the slow-mo on?
Or a bib, Lee says. Maybe a bib.
A lot of napkins.
Woo! Oh, I don't know.
Come on, Jeremy.
I don't think he ate this week.
Come on, let's talk before eating.
Lee, I think you're behind.
Oh. Yeah? Oh, Jeremy, you better come on. I know you don't like to lose. Oh, Lee, he just took a really big bite.
Come on, where's your Astro, whatever. Anybody else want a bite?
No, no, thank you. Oh, you better really. Come on, guys. Come on, you guys. Come on.
Do it. Are we getting close?
Come on, Lee. You got to really catch
Talk
up.
about joking.
Jeremy's got like 2 and he's done. Oh my God!
Gotta get it down.
Yeah, that was intense. And that's how you eat Astro Burger. Just kidding.
Go Astros. You can't have half of it in your mouth.
Well, this time tomorrow you'll get it all down.
I'm done.
You still chewing it?
Chewy good.
How'd it taste?
Intense. That's half a cow.
It is seriously half a cow.
I'm done.
It's official now. Come up for air.
That was
Michael,
good.
are you ready to talk about Enciado?
Oh, I'm hurting.
You're gonna have to talk because I still got half my sandwich. I tried, Steve.
He's still working on his.
Good.
I'm done. I retired.
Next week,
I went out a champion.
next week we might try nachos
Oh my Lord.
or something else.
Okay, Coach Rayback, how long did it take?
2 minutes and 6 seconds.
2 minutes and 6 seconds.
That's the record. Yeah, that's the record.
That's Charlie's record.
That's the new
That's
record.
the new record.
All right, you got to put me up on the wall. Record holder.
Yeah,
Record
world
holder.
record holder is Jeremy Yankee.
Yeah.
Okay. Am I done?
Okay,
Okay, can I go sit down now?
you can go sit down. Who's our next victim? I mean, interview. You want Mr. Sedini come on over? You can get him in the. We'll put him down there on the end. First question for him is, why did he beat up his little brother?
My big brother.
Well, actually, I know, but he is you're technically a littler brother. But yeah. Anyway,
Well, I'm trying to regain composure.
I'm going to get over my digestive problem.
Yeah. Me too. I wasn't expecting that tonight, but
I might have to talk for a while, let
Yeah,
you guys recoup a little
You
bit.
take
that was
over
impressive, wasn't it? That was
I'm
impressive.
very impressed. Lee, I was pulling for you the whole
I
time.
know
now.
you were. I appreciate that, man.
Well, Steve, you're coaching at East Clinton High School. Tell us a little bit about your role this year with the football program.
Well, this year my role was wide receivers and defensive backs. And I actually played football at Capital University for 3 years, and I brought a lot of what I learned there here to East Clinton. It's wonderful to be back home. I graduated from East Clinton in 2008, so I'm just happy to be here coaching the position that I love, the sport that I love, and teaching at the school that I love. So I really have a lot of things going for me right now.
Yeah, it sounds like it, and I'm sure Coach Rayback's actually glad to have you as well. And you're teaching at East Clinton, is that correct?
Yeah, I'm at the middle school.
Okay, and what are you teaching there?
I teach math. I'm an intervention specialist.
Okay, excellent. Now, are you coaching any other sports?
I'm coaching the boys varsity track team here in the spring.
Okay, excellent. That's something that, from being around here, and I participated in track way back when, a long time ago, but it's something that is always struggled to get numbers out at East Clinton as far as track goes. What are you doing to try to encourage kids to come out?
Well, I think being a part of the football coaching staff has really helped me a lot, be connected with some of the young guys. Being in the middle school as a teacher, I don't see them a lot in the hallways, but every chance I get in the weight room or on the football field, I'll, hey, what are you guys going to do in the spring? Try to get more and more guys out. I think a lot of the football players like to spend that time lifting and running and getting ready for football, so knowing that I'm a football coach, they're more willing to come out and help me out on the track.
Yeah, it can kind of be like
well.
like the wrestling program. It can kind of tie in with
Yeah.
that. You can kind of tie in your wrestling, or I'm sorry, with your track practice right into the football
Right.
weightlifting.
Yes.
Let's get our weightlifting in. Let's get out and practice our track.
Yeah, and Coach Rayback has a great weightlifting program, and we'll probably fall right into that, and let the guys get their lift in, but also hopefully have a decent track team here at East Clinton.
Well, I think that would be wonderful to get those numbers up across the board in all
definitely.
athletics. So track is something that, like I said, I participated in, and it was something I never seen myself doing. Coming off a broken leg as a sophomore, my football coach said, "Hey, you really need to get out and run track." And I thought, that don't sound like much fun. I got out there and started doing it, and I really liked it because of the competitiveness, and it did kind of tie in with football a little bit. I guess I was rare, and I threw the shot put and ran the 100 and 200, so that's kind of a rare combination. But
Very similar to mine, actually.
yeah.
I threw a shot and ran 100, 200, and did a little high jump as well.
It's rare, though. You don't usually see those guys doing those things. But, and being competitive in football as I was, I always, went to that weightlifting. And then I like to go out and get on the track and do some running to work on the quickness. They go together. And I think, if kids aren't playing baseball that are football players, they need to be out there running track for you. Is that kind of the message you're giving them?
Yeah, that's the message. I mean, if they don't run track, they're going to be in the weight room with Coach Rayback. They're going to lift, and then they're going to go out and run. They could lift and run with me, but then also compete, win medals, compete against themselves, against other schools. The thing that I love about track is really, you could come in third, fourth, fifth place, but still compete against yourself and get a better time, or jump a further distance, or throw a little bit further. It's just such a great way to improve your all-around athletic ability.
Do you have any idea of numbers at this point that you expect for this season?
I really do not have any idea at this point. I'm hoping a lot. I've heard a lot of kids talking about it in the high school. A lot of freshmen actually have approached me and said that they are very interested, and I've talked to some guys that have said, well, we're not going to do it this year, and I think I'm kind of swaying them in the right direction to get them out and join the team.
Well, it's important to get them, especially get them when they're young, because I think if you can get them out as a freshman and they can see, oh, this is fun, I do enjoy it, and like you said, just competing against themselves as they grow and get older, they can start to try to push for first places, and they see everyone else throughout the league they're competing against, and they want to beat that guy. So I know I can make myself better and come back next year. And I think bringing them up through that track program would be excellent. Like I said, Coach Rayback, there's only so many athletes at East Clinton. You need them to be participating in something. So if they're in the spring, they're not playing baseball, they should be out there running track. Really should.
I definitely agree, and I really have high hopes for all the guys that come out. My brother was just in here. He's going to be my assistant coach.
Excellent.
And he holds the 110 hurdle record at the high school. I think he's a member of another relay team that holds a record at the high school. And then my brother-in-law, Jacob Wilson, holds the high jump, or he's tied for the high jump record. I can't remember who exactly, but I look for him to come out possibly and help out a little bit as well. And I've got some guys that really know what they're doing in the sport. And then, I hope they can come out and really just install what they know into some of these young guys and get some people excited about track.
Hey, that would be excellent, because I don't think that's something that's really happened at East Clinton for a number of years, just getting the numbers up and then getting some excitement about track. And, it's such an individual sport, but it also can be a team sport as well, So best of luck to you this year. It's good having you back home.
It is great to be home. I'm really happy to be here.
And next week, maybe you can take on Lee in that Astroburger challenge.
Yeah, I'll have to challenge. Well, I wanted him to win. I can't root for him and then challenge him as well. There's a problem there.
Yeah, well, we see who should have been here. Jim Marsh just come into the building, so he's just a little bit late for that challenge. But I think Jim's going to join us.
A few more. You could challenge him.
No, I'm done.
You can't fit another one.
I cannot fit another one. Can't fit another one.
All right. Well, thanks for having me. I
Thank you.
appreciate it.
I just got in.
Well, Jim, it's definitely cold out there. Thanks for joining us. And let's catch up a little bit on the ongoings at East Clinton. I know we've had a lot of cancellations and rescheduling, and that's got to be a nightmare for you.
Today was one of the harder ones.
Yeah, I bet.
We had 3 different events that had to be. That's my wife calling, by the way. Had to be rescheduled, canceled, rescheduled. And we had to wait for a period of time to see if the weather was going to clear. So it was rather.
I'm looking. It was kind of trying to catch up with the girls' scheduling, but it looks like next week they're going to play. Is it 3 days in a row?
3 days in a row.
That's going to be tough.
Actually, it's probably 4 now because we got the 28th in there. January 12th.
Okay, the 28th. That was the game that was supposed to be played tonight with Bishop Fenwick, and that's been moved to next.
They got 1 day off in there, a couple days off in there.
Okay, the 26th.
3 days. It's a tough one.
Okay, they're playing on Monday. The girls will be playing away at Batavia on Monday the 27th, and they're at home against Bishop Fenwick on Tuesday night. And then Wednesday night they're heading to Chillicothe. So 3 days in a row there. And then the boys basketball team, their game that was postponed against Adena on Tuesday is going to be made up next Wednesday, right? And that'll be at home the 29th. So you'll have the boys and girls both playing on the same night.
Yes.
That's tough.
Home and away, I believe.
Yeah, right. The girls will be down at Chillicothe.
That's a tough decision. We do everything in our power to avoid those type things at the beginning of the year and scheduling and things. But when you got weather like this,
it's tough to work around, I imagine. And
we got sectionals coming up.
And now the boys and girls both play 22 games. Used to always be 20, is that correct? But now the regular season schedule in Ohio is 22 basketball games that each can play. So you're throwing an extra 2 games in there, crunching that time.
Extend the season.
Right. So you're getting an extra 2 games in there somewhere, and now you got all these delays. It's hard to get both of them in there. But when do the sectionals start for the boys and the girls? Do you have those?
Start before the boys.
1 week before.
1
Right.
week before, and I have to check my phone to see when the sectionals would start.
Looks like here the schedule says girls will be February 10th, so we're just looking at about 3 weeks away, and
It'll be
then
that Tuesday of that week. Usually is what they play. And then the boys would be the following week. I think 17th or something I heard.
okay. Well, we appreciate you stopping and joining us, and I'm certainly sorry that you missed out on the Astroburger eating challenge. I wasn't expecting it, but I did come away victorious. Lee challenged me, and no one else stepped up to the plate, so to speak. So I'm still in pain.
Well, thanks so much for doing this, and I've got nothing but compliments from you guys. It's exciting times here, and I think it's going to work out well.
If Jim, if somebody wants to contact the athletic department and work with you in any way, financially or whatever, how can they contact you?
They can contact me there at the college, or at the high school. I have the website. You can hear my phone going off. Right
Yeah.
They're trying to contact me now.
Yeah, they're chasing you down.
It's I think you've been given the phone number out and things like that, and I appreciate that. We're just trying to get this thing rocking and rolling and take care of these kids.
Yeah,
Show everybody what
it's all about the kids. It's all about the kids and ways we can support them.
Thank you guys.
All right, thanks, Jim Marsh. AD from East Clinton, and is gtvr.net. Yeah, the Peanut Gallery back there is telling me to give that out more often, so I better do that. Yeah, that's right. Right. Okay, we've got about 4 minutes to launch this, so we better try to wrap this up. Are you I suppose you're going to be one of those guys that just go ahead and eat some more pizza after we're done? Calorie limit? I've never heard of that. What is the calorie limit anyhow? Don't want to know.
I don't want to know what that burger was that I just put down in 2 minutes and 6 seconds. A lot more than I anticipated.
Yeah.
I might have to walk home.
But it was good. What we got the taste of it was pretty doggone good, wasn't it? Oh my.
Down and challenge. I think what we need to do with the challenge like this is
I'll defend it against most anybody.
you got to beat someone before you
Okay. Oh, thanks for bringing that
I'll
up.
retire as a champion.
Oh, that's the way to go.
Yeah, I'll retire as a champion.
Whatever happened to the champion defending his
I
title?
think with something like this, it should go the opposite way. In order to get out of this contest, you got to beat somebody.
Maybe I'll choose somebody like Coach Rayback or somebody like that. I bet Scott Gerber would be a good opponent for me. If I can get him here next week, that would be great. And yeah, he's going to be real busy. But I'll tell you what, this is a great place to come and eat, great place and great atmosphere. I want to thank Amy for getting all this rounded up. She's worked with Jim Marsh, she's worked with Matt Baker and several others to get all the, if you haven't been in here since she put all this up, you got to come and check it all out.
Yeah, it looks
Oh, yeah.
Friday and Saturday. And catch lunch. Just excellent place to
Yeah.
stop and visit with Mike and Amy. And if you are here, thank them for the support that they do for the show and just learn that.
Absolutely. Well, it's been a great evening, a lot of fun, and you can watch this program again tomorrow sometime when it gets up on the website. We'll spread the word then. And thank you, Jeremy, for being here. And you're a very great opponent when it comes to eating Astro burgers. And
Even when it comes to eating a hamburger, I guess.
yeah, I'm pretty good at eating, but you might be a little bit better than I was. But at any rate, let's wrap this up. Once again, let's give them the phone numbers here at Charlie's Place, 584-9632 and 9634. Call now, order something great to eat, whatever it might be. And we are the East Clinton Sports Show, live from Charlie's Place. And Jeremy, say good night.
Good night, Lee.
Good night, Jeremy.